Hey, so I have a special guest for my little hive check today. Li Ying is here to help me. I'm so excited. My mentor, she lives just down the street, and she's going to take a peek and see if she can find my queen for me, who I haven't seen in my last few hive checks. So you get a little bit worried when you don't see your queen. This is my friend Li Ying. She is a bee expert, and she's going to help me out and see what we can see inside here. Yay.
We'll go see it.
Okay. Alright, so let me put this on real quick. So just, yeah, weight on top. So let me ratchet.
Oh, you're feeding.
Yes.
You're feeding with your slippers on. So we're gonna smoke the bees down a little bit and give them a light puff. And
See if we can get you guys to see what she's doing here.
they're pretty much all down right now. And
This is awesome.
this is the frame of halfway capped syrup. And what you're gonna need to do is at the end of the season,
Yeah.
go cut off the wax capping, which is this section. They will probably eventually cap more areas. So you're gonna remove all the wax capping and put all these frames in an extractor. You can rent an extractor in Riva. It's a smaller one because the one I have is only used for honey, but this is syrup. So you're gonna have to rent those from Riva and extract everything out and leave on top of the hive for them to clean everything. They will lick out whatever syrup left on the frame, and they'll fix whatever comb that you broke when you're extracting honey.
Extract everything?
Not extracting syrup.
Just the top box?
All the top stupors. So it will be this one, this one, this one.
So I should just stop feeding them now?
I think so.
Yeah, 'cause it
I
goes
think you
back
got
on.
enough.
Okay. We'll see. Because I had this put in last time.
I would, yeah, I need some help. I would guess this is not pure syrup, but because you're feeding so much syrup, it's a mixture with syrup and the honey nectar. So, yeah, these are all need to be taken out. And the pepper bush is almost over. This year, the pepper bush flow starts early. Usually we see it in the first week. Starts in the first week of August, which is usually around August the 5th or August the 7th. But this year we started around July the 28th.
It's so weird.
This year is cold and rainy and very wet. Not great for agriculture. Yeah, so apparently the queen has been going up. And we saw mites. Varroa mites.
Oh boy.
Varroa mites. Varroa mites. See how many they have there? This one is crawling actually. I'm going to take a closer look of it. See? There's 3 in a cell. I'm going to suggest you to treat.
Okay.
I don't know if you have treated yet or
No,
not,
I haven't.
but you're going to have to.
I was going to. Well, I was going to do a count first, but now
You don't
there's
need
no
to do
reason.
it. Because usually, if you see those in a drone brood and see 3 in one cell. See 1. See how many you have there?
Yeah.
Quite a few. This one is actually moving along.
Right.
That's Varroa mites.
Right.
We call it Varroa deconstructor. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's another one is crawling around. 5. I would bet there's more somewhere along this line. And
these
you
are all
won't
drones,
see it
right?
here. They only get into the cat brood.
Okay.
See this one? Just landed from my hive tool.
Right.
And I'm gonna kill her because she's moving. They're all females.
The Varroa?
For Varroa mites.
Well, this is the time where
They don't need to be mated.
Right.
That is.
Well, this is the time where the bee population is going down too, right?
No, not yet. Not yet. It will be soon. But this is the highest peak time. Will be starting from now for the mite to reproduce. Yeah, maybe smoke it down a little bit.
Yeah, I was like, how do you clear all this comb off?
Smoke them down. And we will remove all this in a pot. Hopefully we are removing the mites as well. Hopefully they're not crawling onto the bee and going back to the hive this way. These are basically a mixture with honey and syrup.
What should I do with all this comb?
And the comb?
Yeah.
Well, you can have the bees clean it. And you know, you might want to look carefully, get home. First, clean out all the mites. Oh, there's not a mite just drop in there. Clean out the ones that with mites. And then you can bring it back to the hive, put it on top of inner cover, have the bees clean them out.
Okay.
And once they clean out, it will be all left with wax.
Okay.
And this is not too much anyway. You can you know, put them in the bag and save in your freezer. And when you have enough, have a big pot of it, you can melt it down and filter it, so you'll get good quality wax. You can use the wax for making soap, making candles, or anything you like.
Okay. So this is my third. I was trying to get this one to fill with brood, but they were filling it with honey or syrup. So I was. This is supposed to be my working medium, so I wanted this to be another brood box, but
to the center one first.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have been using this for brood apparently, but they're moving down now. Let's see how many mites you have here. Wow, a lot of mites.
Oh wow. Wait. Where are they?
Here.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
all moving along. That's Varroa Mites.
Okay.
And I will bet you have more.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. Here. They're right here, moving along. These are baby mites.
Curses. So would you recommend Mite Away quick strips?
Mite Away quick strip.
Okay.
Right now is a perfect time to treat.
Okay.
Temperature is good.
Okay.
Not above 85 degrees. I don't think the queen is still on the top box because they're capping the whatever you call
syrup.
Honey, syrup mixture.
You can just drop it on the ground. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
They'll clean it out. The bees will clean out whatever part they need.
Okay.
And they will leave the ones that they don't like on ground. Yes.
So what do I do?
Well, you're feeding too much, apparently.
I'm trying to like get them to get up, and so
You need to stop feeding.
Okay.
At least for now.
Okay.
And extract some of the combs out. Let me move this. You will only see mites
Yes.
in a cap drum brood, because the Varroa mites only sneak into a cell right before the bees are going to cap the cell.
Really? But they'll be in won't they be in worker?
Yeah, they'll be in worker brood as well.
Right.
Of course, but they prefer drone brood, and because for drone from egg to a adult drone bee, it takes about 24 days.
Right.
And from the mite to emerge out of a cell, it takes about 24 to 25 days.
Perfect.
So the time they're in the cell are almost the same. That's why they prefer drones. But I will be a little bit concerned when they have this many honey or syrup.
They're just busy, right? Because they're not taking care of.
No, they'll run out of space for queen to lay.
Right. You know, it was a really weird spring. Like I had really patchy, and I you know. And
It's getting better now?
Oh, this is how it was when she first arrived. But then we had all that rain, and then
that's when they're running out of resource. When they're running out of resource, the queen will lay an egg at a spot and quit.
Right.
And the rest, and then when they have more food, the queen will lay another egg. So she's basically moving around on the frame. That's when you can see spotty brood when the resource is very limited.
Right.
You're feeding too much.
Okay.
It's either you're feeding too much or the flow is too strong. This should supposed to be a brood frame.
Right.
But yours, the cells in between those old
Right, are getting
capped
filled.
brood,
Right,
those are cells that just emerged. The bee just came out of the brood frame.
right.
And usually, when the queen can find a place to lay, she'll jump into those newly clean cells
Right.
first to lay an egg in there.
Right.
But now those cells has been filled up with nectar
Right.
or syrup,
Right.
because they have so many stuff coming in
Right.
they have nowhere to put. So I would strongly suggest to extract at least 2 out of the box. Two of the box. Yeah.
Extract it all out.
Yeah, two box.
I've been feeding them for nothing.
Because they are having a lot.
They were drinking so much.
And they might be.
See,
Bees are like, because you have honeybee healthy. You have all the essential oil in it.
Right.
In the syrup, they'll take it no matter how many you give them. Now you really have to watch out for swarming.
Yeah, I was.
Blend it out.
Is that drone? That's drone.
Yeah,
right?
these are all drone brood.
Okay.
All drone brood. So the way to shake them off
Yeah.
without killing more bees is do it like this. Okay, drop it down slowly and do a field tap
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
And you're not hurting anyone,
Okay.
but you're saving them for drop them back.
Okay.
The reason for removing this part is
Yeah.
because we're taking them out.
Right.
And on top of the bar will be a lot of bees when putting this frame back into the hive.
Squash them.
And it will squash whoever's left there. And if the queen happen to be running around on top of the bar, she'll be killed as well. So
Okay.
I always make sure that I clean out the bird comb. These are few days old larva. More open brood on this side.
I'm gonna get what she's looking at.
This is a larva that's about 4 days old. Those are probably 2 days old.
From hatching.
And from hatching.
Yes.
And 5 days after hatching, they will be capped as cap brood.
How long do they remain cocooned for?
They'll be remaining in the cocoon for about, so it'll be 20 for worker bees 21 minus 8, so that's 13 days.
Right.
For the queen is 8 days.
She's faster.
Yeah, because she was fed by only royal gel.
I don't know the treatment for my strips, but it's successive days. Is that how it works?
6 days,
Okay.
and the temperature has to be below 85 degrees.
Right.
It basically evaporates. That's a pollen cone.
Okay.
Saw pollen on both sides. I'm going to shake off the bees a little bit so they don't get lost. Okay, I haven't seen any eggs yet.
Oh no. I hope you didn't abscond or something or swim.
No. Absconding will be the
Last ditch effort.
last because you still have so many bees in
Right.
here.
Last time I did a hive check, I actually didn't get into the bottom box. I ran out of time, so I didn't get to check in here and see what was going on.
Let me shake off a little bit. These are all cap brood. We haven't seen any eggs yet so far.
No, Queenie, be here. Yeah, that's so good.
Hopefully she's on this one. It feels very light. I see eggs. I think you have the queen.
Oh, good. Where are they?
In the corner of it. Do you see it?
They're so hard to see.
Okay, let me pull it out.
Alright, so unfortunately my battery died in the midst of the hive check, but we got most of it on camera. And so the summary is that I need to do a couple of things. So when Li Ying and I were taking a apart the boxes and cleaning up the drone comb and burr comb that happens in between the boxes, we spotted Varroa mites, and in a significant number that she recommended treating. So that's number one thing I have to do, is I have to treat for mites. And number two is I need to extract some of the honey sugar syrup out of some of my combs so I can have more room for my queen to lay, because we want her to have plenty of room so she can lay eggs and not feel stuck. Otherwise she will swarm, and if she swarms then my colony will not survive the winter. So glad that Li Ying came over and gave me some expert advice that I needed. So, alright, thanks for tuning in for another bee adventure.